Why 90% of traders fail. It's not their strategy. You've seen the stat. 90% of traders lose money, and every single one of them thinks it's their strategy. It's not. Trading psychology accounts for more blown accounts than bad indicators ever will. Today, I'm breaking down the real reason most traders fail, and it has nothing to do with which moving average you use. Here's what happens. A trader loses money. They assume the system is broken, so they switch strategies, they buy a new course, they add another indicator to the chart. 3 months later, same result. The pattern repeats because the problem was never diagnosed correctly. A profitable strategy in the hands of someone who can't follow it under pressure will still lose money. Back-tested win rates don't account for what happens when your hands are shaking after 3 losses in a row. The strategy is rarely the leak. The trader executing it is. Here's what's actually happening on a neurological level. When you take a loss, especially an unexpected one, your brain treats it like a threat, not a market event. A threat like something dangerous is happening. That triggers a stress response, and stress response chemistry doesn't create clear thinking. It creates fast thinking, fight or flight. In trading, fight looks like revenge trading, jumping back in immediately to win it back. Flight looks like freezing, missing the next valid setup because you're scared to pull the trigger. Either way, you're no longer executing your plan, you're executing your nervous system. This is why traders with genuinely solid strategies still blow accounts. The strategy was never being followed in the first place, not consistently, not under pressure. It only ever ran clean in the backtest where there's no chemistry involved, no rent due, no ego on the line. Let's walk through how this actually plays out. A trader has a rule: risk 1% per trade, max 3 trades a day. Trade 1 is a clean loss. Nothing wrong with the setup, it just didn't work. Rule says move on. Instead, they re-enter within 2 minutes, slightly bigger size, no real setup, just a feeling that the market owes them. That trade loses too. Now they're down more than the day's plan ever allowed, and the emotional pressure is even higher than after trade 1. Trade 3 isn't a trade anymore. It's an attempt to fix an emotional problem with a financial tool, and it almost always makes both worse. Nothing about the strategy failed here. The rules were sound. What failed was the trader's ability to stay inside the rules once emotion entered the picture. So what actually addresses this? Not a better strategy. A system that accounts for the fact that you will have emotional moments and makes it harder to act on them. 1. A hard stop on trades per day, not a suggestion, a platform-level lockout if possible. Remove the decision from the moment you're least equipped to make it. 2. A mandatory pause after a loss. Even 5 minutes away from the screen breaks the immediate stress-to-action loop. 3. A written trade log that includes your emotional state, not just entry and exit. Most traders can point to the exact feeling that preceded their worst trades once they start tracking it. Awareness is the first lever you can actually pull. 4. Separate. Was this a good trade from did this trade win? A well-executed trade that loses is still a good trade. Rewriting that definition in your own head is most of the psychological battle. The traders who make it aren't the ones with the best entries. They're the ones who can lose, follow the rule anyway, and show up the same way tomorrow. If you've caught yourself in that revenge trade pattern, you're not broken. You're wired like every other human being trading against markets that don't care about your feelings. The fix isn't more willpower, it's better structure. Next week, I'm breaking down the 5-stage emotional cycle of a drawdown and where most traders get stuck in it. Subscribe if you want to actually fix the leak instead of chasing another strategy.